I'm still on the fence about this film, Iron Lung.
Yeah.
So this is also based on a video game, 2022 video game by David Szymanski. We've also played this game.
We finished it. Yeah.
We finished it. We didn't release the episode, I'm pretty sure.
No, we did, didn't we?
No, we didn't, Tavi. I looked for it. I couldn't find it. It's there somewhere in the archives. It hasn't been released. Maybe we'll release it in conjunction with this one if we can find it. I don't know who has it.
Oh shit! I thought I had put the audio together and I guess not. That's a shame. That was, I think, because it was a long. Must have been. Yeah, that was a couple.
It's a long one.
It's
It's a pretty long game. Oh, I don't know. How long do you reckon?
Well,
it was? 2 hours?
I mean, most streamers finish it in like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, this film stars Markiplier, famous popular YouTuber. I never heard of him, but you told me.
No, he's popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember on a set that I was on a couple of years back, a lot of the younger people there made fun of my voice because they thought I sounded like Markiplier, and they kept asking me to do Markiplier impersonations.
I see.
I think it's the deep voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd watched some of his stuff from years ago, but I'm not.
Is he mainly a Let's Player?
He's like the sequel to PewDiePie, I guess. He was there with that boom, and he played a lot of horror games, but people really liked him. It's because he's got a funny voice. Yeah. The deep voice.
So he self-financed and produced this film.
Yeah, and distributed as well. Yeah.
In conjunction with David Szymanski in some respect.
Yeah.
A pretty minimal film, $3 million budget, and like you don't need a big budget for this film, right? It's a very small,
basically one location
scale idea. Yeah, I mean, for people that don't know, Iron Lung is about a world that has been ravaged by an event known as the Quiet Rapture, which caused most humans and all stars to disappear without warning. In the game, you play a character that is put in this submarine and sent to explore a sea of blood on a distant moon. For stuff that can be useful. And the submarine, I guess, is called Iron Lung, hence the title.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a joke name for like people in there, because it's obviously based off like, you know, the name of the Iron Lung that was made for like
torture
people who died from polio. It wasn't a torture device. I think you're thinking of Iron Maiden.
I am thinking of Iron Maiden, you're right.
I mean, you could, if you really think about it on its thematic level of being kept alive, but you know, people who lived on iron lungs back then, some of them led a fulfilling life.
Okay. But this guy in this film doesn't really live a fulfilling life.
Not really, no.
So Markiplier plays a character named Simon, who is essentially the game character. He goes into the Iron Lung and he goes into the blood sea and starts discovering all this weird shit. So it's like it's a cosmic horror film. Right?
Yeah.
On a very small scale.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah. From the game that we played, and even from the movie as well, I really like this universe that has been created. It's a very cool concept. And the way that the Iron Lung works is very eerie, because he's basically sealed into this iron lung, this vessel that is not even really built to withstand such depths that is going under this, you know, sea of blood. And he's sealed off in there, so he can't even open the hatch, and he is basically flying blind, but the only way that he can see is shooting this photo gun thing that takes photos. This radiation beam, which I think is not explained in the game. So this was a new thing that was put in the movie. But yeah, he can only see these sort of abstract images of what the radiation camera takes.
It's like an X-ray.
Yeah, and then at times he takes some very creepy photos of just things just staring at him, and at points it's quite creepy in the game.
I mean, that's what the game is, right? The game is going to a destination, taking a creepy photo, and then trying to find the next destination to take a creepy photo. So in that way, the movie captures the essence of the game quite well.
Yeah. And it does sort of expand on the universe. There's a plot point where he actually does go to the surface, which never happens in the game. But they basically just send him back down to try to get a sample of I guess, a skeleton that he comes across or something that's alive. But
Yeah.
what I like about this movie is it is a clear passion project. I mean, of course, they wanted to make some money from this, but they never really intended to be like a big hit. But it was made by Markiplier because he wanted to, and the fans helped him fund it because they wanted to see it. And I think this movie it's done quite well. It's made its money back. It's made like 300%. So it's only made, I think it made like 25 million on the chart, which is, you know, pittance for like a Disney movie, but for an indie film with no Hollywood distributor or anything like that, I was very surprised to see it as widespread as it was in Melbourne. Because I thought it was only going to be showing at sort of more specialized theaters, but they played it at the big theaters.
It's playing way more than Silent Hill.
Than fucking Silent Hill. Yeah, that's very surprising. This movie had more buzz than Silent Hill. But even then, this movie didn't have a lot of marketing either. It is pure just fan interaction and people who like Markiplier. And I think that's cool. And I think there is a good and bad precedence of just anyone that can make a film, because that's indie filmmaking. But it is a YouTuber who Markiplier happens to be one of the good ones who's trying to make something creative, and he can make a film. I'm sure there's definitely been other YouTubers who have made very rubbish movies. And
well, we didn't watch Chris Stuckman's movie. Well, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about that one.
I mean, this film is getting mixed reviews as well, Tavi. Perhaps even between the two of us, I think it's a bit of a mixed review, because you quite like this film.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can speak as positively about it. I understand that there are good points. I think for you can recognize that there are flaws to this film, but ultimately you enjoyed it. For me, I think it's the other way around. I think I can recognize that there are good aspects to this film, but ultimately did not enjoy it.
Yeah, it's definitely a divisive film. It is definitely too long at a 2-hour mark. There were points where it was starting to drag, and I think
it's somehow longer than our Let's Play of the game time, which is too long.
And I think he needed a director. I think he needed to have someone help him direct some of the way things were shot or some of his acting, which is surprisingly impressive for a YouTuber who I think he's actually done some YouTube series before, but they're kind of like a bit more on the silly side.
They're YouTube series.
I appreciate the visual effects in this movie as well. I like
especially towards the end.
Practical. And it's to do that on such a shoestring budget as well, it's very impressive to see. And as someone who is making films at the moment and who is pretty much financing my own movies, I completely understand the plight of trying to get something made at all, because it is hard, especially if you want to make a horror like this. If he had gone through the usual routes and pathways, they'd be like, oh yeah, how can we make this PG-13, but he didn't. He stuck to making it more on sort of like the body horror aspect of things, because the original game is actually not that violent. There's no scenes of explicit gore or anything like that. This is something that, he wanted to do, and I'm glad that they kind of stuck to it. It could have gone the Five Nights at Freddy route, just this corporate, like just this mess of a just boring.
Well, I think
I've seen the first movie, and I didn't even fall asleep during the first movie, and I have no memory of it. Just Josh Hutcherson looking worried. That's all I remember.
Especially when your key demographic is like YouTube kids, I guess. Like it is quite easy to go down the route of Five Nights at Freddy's and try to capitalize on that audience. But no, he didn't compromise, which is really good. I think the violence of the game, like it feels like a violent game, even though there's no explicit violence. I think a lot of the violence is probably implied because the game is first person, right? So you don't really see what's happening to you, but you just can feel that you're getting fucked up as the game goes on, right? And that, I think that's conveyed quite well in this movie and in Markiplier's performance. And all the shit that happens to him, especially towards the end. I think my main issue is that while the idea and the core concepts of the film are really solid, because they're based on a game that has a really solid core concept, I don't think there's enough of a plot to merit a 2.5-hour film. I think it really could have benefited from an edit.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's fine. Like I know that plot is not everything. You don't really need Like I watched Train Dreams late last year, and that doesn't really have a plot. But because it's such a stunning movie and everything else about it is so elevated, you don't really think about the fact that it doesn't really have a plot. But in this film, like while there are some good aspects, I don't think it was enough to compensate for the lack of plot. And it ended up, to me, feeling a bit repetitive. And I kind of got bored, like pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I can see that because there's only so much you can shoot in a chamber drama like this before you really realize you need
something to happen.
You need something to happen, yeah. And I think that's where he needed a director, to sort of really be able to sort of craft that. I mean, it could have gone either way. Like maybe Christoph Gans would have come on and said, I really understand Iron Lung. And then it just ends up being one of the worst movies ever made. It's, I think, honestly, on an indie level, it's hard because like you sort of have to try to review a movie on its merit, like as a film. Yeah. But I do take a lot into like how it was made, who made it, and like its purpose. And I think on that level of it being sort of like a win for indie filmmakers, and the fact that a lot of the Hollywood newspapers were sort of not acknowledging this movie, was in like the top 5 at a point in the box office.
Well, it's going up against Melania, Tavi. How are you going to beat that?
But I think it is just cool to see that there are these films for people who are passionate enough to want to make them. And be able to get a release for them. I think that sets a good precedent for the future.
Definitely.
And I mean, as I said, he's the first YouTuber to make a movie. I mean, we talked about Reka Reka.
Yep.
And they made a couple of fantastic horror films.
Kogo Naga.
Oh, Kogo Naga is a YouTuber. I didn't know that.
It started off with video essays on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems like that. I think I think I saw the one that he did for Memories of Murder, and it was actually quite good. Yeah, I think it's cool. So I would like to see more of it, I'd rather watch a film like this that has a lot of flaws but a lot of heart, rather than something like Predator Badlands, where it is just so smooth and tailored to get the most audience demographic. And it's still well made, but it still feels like it doesn't feel like there's a vision there. It just feels like a Disney-fied checklist, and I think that film just follows a formula to the T, where this one, it took risks. I think it succeeded where it needed to. Yeah, it's got a lot wrong with it, but I think that doesn't bother me too much to the point where I would not like the movie. I think it's quite atmospheric. There's some cool things in this movie. And Markiplier doesn't do a bad job at acting, which is
it's pretty good.
Because if it was bad,
because the whole movie is him. So if he was bad, then it would not have been great. But no, he does a good job. Yeah, I think overall, I can see you respecting it as an indie filmmaker yourself. For me, I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. I don't even think like the problems with it are budgetary. Again, much like Return to Silent Hill, I think it was just kind of like stuff could have been left on the cutting room floor. I think it could have been a bit more lean as a film. I think that would have helped a lot in terms of my enjoyment of the film. But again, I acknowledge that there are very good aspects of it. Like you said, the atmosphere is pretty good, and the visual effects and all that, and the performances are quite solid. So good job, I reckon. Keep it up.
Yeah, bring back true indie filmmaking. It was quite jarring for the film to open up with no companies being shown at the start of the film. I mean, whenever we watch like a Chinese film, there's just 10 minutes of companies and sponsors.
Company logos.
But this movie, it just started. It was just a black screen, and then Troy Baker doing a narration. Like what? Who distributed it? Where's the roaring of the lion or the 20th? It's just straight up. Like nope. It's just no one wanted to fund this movie, so I made it myself. And that's cool. Because that means Hollywood can actually, take risks.
It's a wake-up call. A wake-up call to Hollywood. And that's why they're trying to kill it, Tavi. That's what all the fans are saying. Hollywood's trying to kill this movie because it's too successful.
Yeah, it's too successful.
I don't know about that. But it's fine. It's all right. I'm glad that it's doing well, because I think it is a win for indie filmmaking in general, and kind of a step in the right direction. Like you were saying, that a flawed movie with a vision is better than an overly smooth movie, which I totally agree with. I watched a video that kind of was comparing original Star Wars to like the remastered versions of Star Wars. Like in the original cut of Star Wars, like you can see the fingerprints on Darth Vader's helmet. You can see the scuff marks and the matte lines on the costume. Whereas in the re-releases, that all has been smoothed out. And like, janky Star Wars is better. Like it's just better.
There's something about it. Yeah, it's just like it's movie making. It's all the stuff that you see on those DVD Blu-rays and stuff. And it's like we were recently on Nick's show for Freddy vs. Jason. I'm not sure that would be out. It's probably not out yet, but we talked about a lot of like the flaws, and not really the flaws, just I think it just reminds me of a lot of the bonuses I saw for that. Just looked like it was just fun, just doing a lot of like practical shit, being on set and
getting in the trenches and making a film. Bad movies we love. Check it out. Nick's podcast.
Yeah. I mean, they built a stage for the Iron Lung, right? It was like moving around and stuff. Yeah. Sort of like what Christopher Nolan did for the plane in Dark Knight Rises. But with a much smaller budget. Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Nice one. If you have never played the game, would you recommend this film?
Oh, it's tough. I wonder if the movie exposited enough. I think it did.
It does. I think you get the backstory, because I didn't really know anything about the Quiet Rapture, even though I've played the game. I must not have been paying much attention.
They explained it, but it's just like you just forget about it.
I think you're given enough plot to kind of get the gist of it.
I would play the game first. I would recommend playing the game first.
The movie really does feel like the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not always a good thing.